Hi, I'm Tom Skirmahorn, and I'm here today to talk to you a little bit about a new utility for iPhone and iPad called qMon. It's based on CTC's PC-based software utility called CTCmon. For those of you who have used CTCmon in the past, this will be very familiar to you.
We'll start by looking at the iPad version of qMon. Launching it will bring us to a setup screen with some initial settings that we have to enter to monitor our controller. These settings include the IP address, username, and password. There's a resume monitoring button that actually commences the monitoring process, and now we'll put in the IP address of the controller that we're going to be monitoring. This can be entered either as a numeric address, or if you have domain name service, you can enter the host name of your controller. If your controller is using a username and password, these can be entered at this time as well. Now we can resume monitoring, which commences the connection to the controller and the monitoring of its operation. Because we're going to be making some changes to the outputs and numeric registers of the controller, we'll also enable editing. You'll notice at the bottom of the screen there's a status display that shows not only the connection that's been made and the number of packets that have been sent, but also the status of the controller, whether it's running or stopped, the fact that qMon was able to extract symbolic names from the controller, and also the name of the program running in the controller. Now we'll switch over to the output monitoring screen. And you'll see the names given to the various outputs of the system, along with their current states. We can change the state of any output, turning it on or off by touching the associated control. Now we're looking at numeric registers in the controller, and similarly we can change the value of any of these numeric registers by using the pop-up keyboard. All the time we're monitoring registers, qMon is logging the value of the first register in the list of registers being displayed. By turning the iPad on its side, these logged values are displayed in graphical form. This graph can be saved to the iPad's camera roll by touching the Capture button. The image can then be reviewed later in the iPad or emailed for documentation or further analysis.
Some of the uses of this application are for machine startups, where your iPad can be used to walk out to the machine, or in a pinch, you can actually walk out to the floor and use your iPhone.
Now, a lot of this will look very similar to what you just saw on the iPad. We have a settings screen with the same fields for controller address, username, and password, the resume monitoring button, and the same ability to enable editing, which we'll do now. We can then look at the list of all the controller resources that can be monitored with qMon: digital I/O, analog I/O, servo motors, controller states, and so on. Here we're looking at numeric registers again, paging through various lists of registers, and we can also change any of these values as with the iPad version of qMon. Also, again, as with the iPad version, as we're monitoring the changing values of these registers, qMon is logging the value of the first register in the screen. We'll just let some logged values accumulate now. And again, we can view and save a graph of the logged values. So in qMon we have a powerful and free tool for monitoring, tuning, and troubleshooting a machine or process. It may not solve all your problems, but it can be a valuable addition to your toolkit for managing automated systems. You can find out more about qMon by following the links on your screen or by calling us at 800-282-5008. You can download qMon for free in the Apple App Store. Thanks for watching.